have other topics I want to talk to you about like weeks ago. And I was like, oh my God, I want to talk to Marcia about this. And today I'm like, I don't want to go into those rabbit holes because literally the energy just swapped over the last few weeks into just feeling so, the void is real. And what I'm realizing is when Mercury went retrograde in Pisces, Mercury's logic. It's like logos. And so we didn't get logic because Pisces has absolutely no logic. So when Jupiter went direct in Cancer, I noticed everyone started feeling really weird. And what I realized was, okay, if Jupiter's in Cancer and we're having to really unpack familial, ancestral, emotional body, and normally we intellectualize our emotions collectively, that's how we kind of escape it. And we didn't have that because Mercury was retrograding in Pisces. I feel like all of us are just experiencing the void where we don't have that mental ability to like explain it away. And so we don't know what's going on. And we're just energetically like, what the fuck is this? And it feels weird.
Yeah. I mean, you hit the nail on the head because I've just been feeling, number one, I've been feeling called to like take a break from social media. And there's like that part of me that is putting this pressure on myself to like, Marston, no, like you have momentum going. You gotta, right? Like don't lose the momentum. And then there's that other part of me. It's like another part of me that's like, I don't feel, it's like everything is just being turned around. Like I'm seeing all these different, it's like a clay sculpture. And it's like, I was working so intricately on the details on this clay sculpture. And then it's like, it just turned. And now I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Is this even the same sculpture? But it's like, yes, it's just a different angle that I'm viewing it from now. And I've been feeling like I just need some quiet, like from the noise. And I've been feeling, I don't have this, like, I'm not, there's nothing coming through me right now that I feel conviction behind. And it's, like, there was. And then like this energy just all started shifting. And here I am thinking like, wait, I feel really dense in this right now. I feel really like there's a lot of uncertainty in not in myself, but in the direction that I'm taking. And like, maybe I do need to slow down. And I started realizing like, I'm pushing myself in a way that I did when I was in my finance career on Wall Street. And I'm like, I didn't leave that behind to just go back to that way of doing things. Like, no. And so it feels like a whole recalibration taking place, but I don't know. It's like, I can't see the other side of it. And it drives me crazy because what has been happening that's amazing is in my client sessions, I can come through with just the most piercing clarity and it's like spot on and it feels amazing for me and for them. And then afterward, I'm like, wow, I can't see anything in my own life right now.
Yeah.
It just drives me crazy. But I loved hearing your take on all of this.
Wait, hold on. Are you hearing that crackly?
No.
Hopefully it's not moving through here. You know what's so crazy? And this is why I wanted to hit record before we like caught up individually because I knew this shit would happen. Yeah. I have been thinking about that. And I sent you a voice memo of like one-on-one readings had felt really burnt out. And I was talking to someone about how I literally left traditional therapy to get out of every hour on the hour being in one-on-one readings. And I curated a business that looks just like that. And it's like, whoa. Of course. Right. And so it really is like, what is freedom? And it's not being tied to anything all the time. And so I think that's like kind of what I'm hearing from you too, is you're like, wait, I don't want to be in the hustle culture. And it's like those reprogrammings are so ingrained that when this Pisces, I was telling people like, it's making you see what is in your deep unconscious. That's the point of Pisces. It is deeply ingrained. And so I'm like, I think it's just we're facing, oh, that's capitalism. Oh, that's the patriarchal. And so your soul's like, you have to detach. Like if you slow down, you have to prove to yourself that it's going to be okay. I want to give you the reflection. Like, you had traction before Costa Rica. You got off for months. You came back and you got traction again. You can take a break. You're always going to have traction because this is what's meant for you.
Yes. Yes. And I love you for saying that because I feel like at this point right now, and I'm noticing this with clients too, it's like, we just all need like a little bit more reflection. Like we need what we already know on a deep level to be reflected back to us. It's because we're all just kind of in this space. I love what you just said about the Piscean energy just being so subconscious, as like bringing up everything that's like swarming around. Because I've been feeling like, wait, I feel like my belief systems have just been calibrated and recalibrated for like years now, which is great because
Mhm.
that's what we need to, keep growing and evolving. But like, I'm sitting over here and I'm like, I'm being forced to like be in this stillness and the void, like you said, and to see things from different angles and perspectives, and to try to find my place. And like, well, I need to be speaking about this and people want to hear about this. And it's like, you don't need to force, like, clearly if something's not coming through, it's not meant to be forced right now. Like, what
Mhm.
if you just let everything emerge? And I've been having like a lot of, even like, so my past life, right? Like in this lifetime as Marston, but like the life that I left behind when I started
Mhm.
doing this,
Mhm.
which was almost a year ago. I posted my first TikTok video actually Easter weekend of last year, which was, so it was like mid to late April.
That's so
And
crazy.
I know, and I've been having these feelings um of feeling like people from my past and just memories coming up, and it's been very emotional, and it's like kind of in this in between, this liminal space of like not quite landed where I like am going, right, and where I see myself going. Or like, I'm still traveling a lot. I don't have a home base that I know I want to have this year at some point, but I'm still very much in that building and that in between. And so it's like that life was left behind, but like the new one hasn't fully formed. You know what I mean? So it's like that sort of just, it's discomfort.
Mhm. Well, it's so funny. I posted a video yesterday that I was like, people struggle during Pisces season because it's the grieving month. Because
Grief.
all year,
Yes.
yep, you're letting things go, but we're avoiding. And it was even more intense this time because of Mercury retrograde. Because like you just kind of tuck it away, right? You're like, I got my job, I got this, I got to keep going. And
Yes.
so during Pisces season, you're forced to be like, what do I have to grieve this year? Because the equinox is the new year. So it is
Yes.
this energetic reset
Yes.
that you're just naming. And I was like, yeah, a year ago, you started this journey and currently you're having to process the changes. And that's what this energy
Yes.
does to, of course, be rebirth. And that's the beautiful thing about cycles. But like, yeah, I think you're literally just so tapped into the energy that like, that's what it's telling you to do is to slow down.
Totally. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. And you know what's so funny is last night, so I was feeling, I've been having these really strong waves, right? Like I'll feel really good, and
Mhm.
then and then it'll switch gears. So I was like, I'm going to take myself to the beach yesterday after my client sessions, and I'm going to turn this energy around, and I'm going to say, universe, like, bring me some magic, bring me something good, keep me on my
Yeah.
toes, bring me some excitement. And I go to the beach, I pack my little snack, and I'm reading the Celestine Prophecy. Have you ever read that book?
Mm-mm.
Okay. It's so good. Um, I have been reading it for years. Like I cannot get myself to finish reading it. And I don't know why. It's a wonderful book. I just can't do it. So I brought it with me to the beach. Yet it comes with me everywhere. Like as if I'm gonna be
Yeah.
suddenly
Right.
introduced.
Like the book comes, you're not actually reading it.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm like, and I'll bring my little comfort book that I won't open. But I did. I opened it, and I opened it to the part where, interestingly enough, the book is about this manuscript in Peru that is outlawed by anyone who reads it or has copies of it, because it carries these insights about human nature, human consciousness, the truth of who we are on a soul level, and the church doesn't want it getting out. And so it's really, I find it really interesting, like the parallels that we're seeing today's world. And so I'm reading it at the beach, and it's at a part where it talks about the importance of our dreams and our daydreams, and like the intuitive thoughts we have carrying messages for us, and the importance of listening to those and being so firmly anchored in the present moment that you are open to whatever comes to you, and to be firm in whatever questions you have about life at that point, whatever you're wondering about or wanting to know, and
Yeah.
paying attention to that. So I'm reading this book, and I'm like, wow, I feel like this is maybe why it's been hard for me to read, because I needed to read this part at this moment in time. And so what was hilarious was I'm enjoying this, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm in Santa Teresa, which is like, it's the most beautiful sunset in the world. And I'm gonna go take myself to dinner and like have a little sunset dinner and really just turn my energy around, and I get to this beach restaurant, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, yeah, it's amazing how all it takes is like a cute little mocktail, the sunset, and a nice menu. And so I'm like really taking this in. And then I get this thought in the back of my mind, and it's like, it's starting to get dark. And the thought is, you should grab your keys out of your little beach bag so that you're not fumbling around for them on your walk home. Because my phone was also about to die, which I knew when I left. I kind of wanted it to die because I like wanted the disconnection. I don't need it. So I'm reaching for the keys and I realize they're not in there. And I realized my beach bag has a hole in it that I was unaware of. And Lauren, I have been all over this beach, like there, and it's nighttime. And so I'm fighting like a mild panic attack because like I'm staying at this new place. It's a gated community, but like, so the gate is locked and the security guard that's supposed to man it is like never there. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. My phone is nearly dead. I am going to have to like check into a hostel or something. I have things to do in the morning. I don't know how I'm going to get back. So I'm like, my mind is going to all these places. And here I am just looking up at the stars at this point, and I'm like, seriously? Like, I need a break. Like, what is going on? I asked for some excitement. Why am I even on this planet? Like, I'm going to all these
existential dread, which is like, oh, life.
Truly, like, do I really need to be here? Like, what's happening? And so I'm walking back, and I remember I left my actual house unlocked because I thought, well, if my phone dies, I won't be able to use the phone flashlight to get back into my house. And I'm not going to want to fumble around for the keys. So I'm just going to leave the house unlocked. And then like, I'll just use the keys to get in the main gated community. So I had this and I was like, okay, as long as the security guard's there and can let me in, then I can sleep in my bed tonight. Lo and behold, I get back. He happens to be there, like by the grace of God. And it was a different security guard, and he like let me in. So I was able, all's well that ends well. And I got new keys today. But what I learned in this experience, I was just reflecting on this, and I was like, really? Like, why did that need to happen and happen so abruptly? But it was following those intuitive nudges of like, number one, first leaving the house unlocked, number one. And then number two, at the beach thinking, I should get my keys out and like have those in my hand. Like, that's what prompted me to figure this out before I got back later, and maybe he wouldn't have been there. And then I was thinking, maybe this is the universe's way of showing me like, things are going to come and knock you off your feet. Things are going to come knock you off your path a little bit. Can you trust the process? Can you trust that everything, all the pieces have landed the way that they are meant to, even when you didn't understand it at the time? And that was what came through really strongly. Like, you didn't know why you thought you knew why you unlocked your house, but you didn't actually know the real reason for it. And so it was just interesting. Like, and as I was reading the Celestine prophecy and that part in it, it just all felt so connected. And here I was like, just mad because I was like, really? Like, why? But anyway, and so it's a long-winded story, but like a lot there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's the conversation that Charles and I have been having, and I really believe it's like this new beginning, Pisces, and the trust in the sense of like, when you really step back in your life, and like that's such a small story, but when you really zoom out, it happens in every area of your life. Walls are literally put into place so you pivot and you go down new paths, and you always find what you need to fucking find. And I think that that's what I'm realizing with clients, with myself, is like, what is meant for you will find you. And I just got out of my study group with the astrologers I'm training. And what's crazy about a year ago, because you and my husband are both Virgo risings, was when he was laid off and he came to work for me. And so it's been a year of us working together. And the first launch we did, it was great. And it was like completely DIY. We had no fucking clue what we were doing. Then we hire someone and we fails. And I'm sobbing in November being like, I can't do this. Like, I can't run my business. We don't have money. Like, what's going to happen? And then I looked at the astrology and I was like, it's coming in February. It's coming in February. Like, just stay the path. And of course, I like stressed the entire time until February happened and it came. And now I'm in this point where I'm about to launch again. And I have so much trauma of like the last launch. And I realized, like, why am I working so fucking hard on something that it's going to inevitably happen because I see it and I can feel it. And it's like when we step back and just let the intuitive nudges happen and not force and not like, I have to this, or like, you know, it just happens. And I think that's like the small story that you're experiencing of like, you lost your keys, but like, you're going to be okay because you intuitively knew what to do along the way. Like, it always works fucking out. But the logic is what really like gets in the way of that.
My God, that's exactly it. And I even had that awareness of when this was happening last night. Like I realized it at the beach restaurant. The sun had fully set. I still needed to pay my bill. My phone was on 8%. I was paying on Apple Pay. So I was like, it's like all these thoughts are coming in. It's like, what if my phone just dies and I can't pay and then I'm trapped here? And like all the paralyzing thoughts. But then there was this like underlying calmness of, okay, I don't have my keys. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Like, it was just this moment of like, I'm going to be okay. Like this implicit trust. But then it was also like, I don't want to be experiencing this though. Like, this is like the human, the ego is like, but it doesn't have to be this way. And I hate this. So it's like that weird kind of dichotomy, that juxtaposition of like, it's like a constant shift of like, I don't want this. This isn't favorable, but I know it's also, there's medicine in this because I know at this point that there's medicine in everything. And it got me thinking about like things that happened even like in the fall for me and like that transformative journey and like things I thought like, oh my God, I missed something. Like I shifted timelines. And all these fears. And it's like, I love how you put it, where you said the walls are put in place to get you where you're going. It's like Harry Potter and the moving staircases.
Yeah. I love that. And I just like when you're talking, I literally just like I can see our brains, our souls being like, okay, I'm gonna go to Earth. And then like your other souls are like, good luck, man. And you're like, yep. And then you get down here and it's like, fuck. Like, this is so hard. Why the fuck am I here? But it's a journey for us. Like, our souls want to be here and experience all this hardship. The humanness is like, this sucks. But like, when you zoom out, it's so funny that like we actually want to experience this.
No, it's actually hilarious. It is so funny because I actually just recorded for the first time in days. I like had an inspiration to like record some videos, and this is like what prompted it. And I was thinking like, it's actually hilarious because like we knew we wanted to come here for this moment in time. We were like, yeah, I got this.
Whoa.
No need to warn me. I know exactly what it is and I got it. And it's like, okay, I like, now that we're here and we're going through it on a day-to-day basis, it's like the healing never stops. We're never fully cooked. And the way that my guides have put this to me is like, when I want clarity and answers, I want them yesterday. And when I think about like my guides and how hands off they are, because it's like, yeah, it's my soul journey. Like, I'm here to do what I'm here to do. And they've given me this metaphor of a chess master. And I don't play chess, so it's funny that they even use this, but it's like the chess master doesn't become the chess master because he or she or they are given all of the answers as they're going. Like, it's like they have a guide behind them being like, you should move this right here. You should move this piece right here. This is how you're going to win. Like, that would defeat the whole point for them. And like, when they finally reach the point where they become the chess master, they know that they did that. They know that they did that. They had it within them the whole time. Yes, they used their intuition. They were always receiving guidance the whole time, but they were the ones who did it. It wasn't like outlined clearly, like, now do this, now do this, now do this. And so that's how my guides have sort of put this to me, is like, we're not going to like rob you of you mastering, you know, this life in this way, you know? And so that's what helps me too, to come back to, is like, okay, I'm doing this, but also like, we're never alone. And it's like, we're never actually lost. Like when I lost those keys, I was like, what if, like, you think your mind goes to the worst, right? And I was like, no, but they know exactly where I am right now. Like we're good. This is all good. This is all good.
Oh, it's so funny. I mean, I think when you say that too, of just like mastery, because my brain, I honestly, I tell people I speak astrology first. Like that's how I filter my reality is through the archetypes. And like you're describing Capricorn, you're describing the journey of Capricorn. And it's not the fun journey of like, oh my God, this sucks. This is pressure. This is karma. This is restriction. That's Saturn. But it's like, that's mastery. You don't master something when it's easy, ever. Like
No.
that's just reality. And so I feel like, especially your journey and my journey over the last year, which I was going to tell you this on the call, and oh my God, this just sparked it, is there's been times when certain things in our lives have just like not been going well, even though simultaneously we've been more connected to spirit and our spirituality than ever before over the last year. Also, shit show of lives. Like, things have happened on individual
Yeah.
levels. So it's like the literal polarity of the 3D that it's teaching us, like, you're not going to escape this, but every time you do this, this gets better and you get more and more confident. So I was thinking about your community launch last fall.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about my launch that failed that we like put a bunch of money in too. Both of us are relaunching that stuff right now. And
Yeah.
what's crazy about that is it was post Mercury shadow when we launched, and it was eclipse season last September, October, like around the time
Yeah.
it happened. And you were like, I don't know, like no one came, like what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, same, like one person on course. Now we needed that entire arc, the last 6 months. Think about how different and those experiences,
Dude.
like Costa Rica for you, like being financially broke for me forever, and
Yeah.
like through, and now it's like, oh my God, those arcs of who we are now and showing up with our clients are so different. And it's
Yes.
that mastery of like literally falling in the human experience, losing ourselves, losing material things, whatever, to then return back to be like, oh no, because of that journey, I am now 10 times more ready to do the thing I was doing back in the fall.
100%. I'm so glad you brought that up because it is so funny to think back. Like I remember where I was. I was in Madrid at the time, right before I went to Brazil, and my plan was spend a week in Brazil with my. I went with the gays. I was literally Jennifer Coolidge in oh my God, in White Lotus. She's like, these gays are trying to kill me. Like they were like handing me drinks like all the time, 24/7. It was hilarious. And I was like, and I knew that would happen. I was like, I need to get this membership launched. And then I'm going to go to Brazil. Then I'm going to Costa Rica. And that was all I knew, or what I thought I knew. And so I remember being in Madrid and being like, okay, I'm going to launch this membership. And to your point, it was like, nobody, like crickets. I had to even check to make sure that the email went out, and it did. But like no one joined it. And I remember being like, this doesn't make any sense because it feels like this is what I'm supposed to do next. But I even remember kind of being like, I feel like I need to do it just because I don't know what else to do. Like it's like that's the next step. But really it's because I didn't know that I was about to be massively course corrected from Brazil to Peru, and then Peru to Costa Rica to do the plant medicine journey, and then ultimately have my ET contact experience and all the things that unfolded, right? Like there's no way that I would have been able to run a successful membership at that point in time. And it also would have been completely different than how I'm doing it and what I'm doing now. So you're exactly right. Like the energy behind it is just so different. And I think it's so important to highlight this because when it's like how we interpret failures, which really aren't failures. It's just like pause, like it's divinely orchestrated. You don't want this to happen right now. Believe me.
100%. And I think that's where, so Monday, my doors open to a 20-person group where like, yes, they get my astrology course, but we're also working through what you're learning together. Like kind of like, I don't want to call it group therapy, but I'm learning all this content so I can practice astrology or whatever, use it as a tool, but I'm also going through a spiritual awakening because you realize so much shit about yourself when you're really studying your chart. So I'm like going to facilitate that for 3 months and I'm really excited. But prior to when it's so funny you said failure, my Venus is in Capricorn, which is my chart ruler, and my biggest fear is failing. Like my biggest fear. And that was the first time in my life that like I failed technically. Like I didn't get the thing. Because normally I just fucking work really hard and I get what I set out to do. Because I just work really hard. I was like, I not only failed myself, I failed my husband, I failed my baby. Like we're now in debt. Like, oh my God. And it was like I had to face my biggest fears in life. And then I had to realize, okay, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna use the fucking astrology to figure this shit out because that's what I do. And literally the last 6 months tracking every single thing that was happening in my life, I have more confidence in my practice, in my craft than I ever have before because I saw the arc, I saw the transits, I saw everything. So now when I'm teaching, there's a different conviction and there's a different message. And I'm really blending the therapy aspect of like, whoa, like we need to really heal our shit, but not even heal. I feel like I'm done using the word heal. It's understanding who you are. It's like more of a self-depth where I think even my language has changed of how I teach over the last 6 months. It's just really interesting. Like, yeah, I wouldn't have been able to facilitate what I'm facilitating now.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have been able to facilitate your community in the same way because we're different humans, as we always are evolving. But
oh, totally. And I think that's the thing to remember in all of it is like we're never fully cooked. You know, we're always learning, especially for us who are like kind of serving as guides for other people in certain ways. It's like we also need to learn through experience. And like you know, like we didn't come here with all the answers. It's like it's this unfolding and unearthing of the truth and of what it is. Like I certainly had no idea that I would go into the fall having a physical ET experience, having a DNA activation, and then like having to like seriously integrate and ground myself and like see things from a different perspective. Like I had no idea like what was going to come. And I still have a lot of fog. Like I still don't have all the clarity I want. Right. And so like, it can be so frustrating because it's like, you still have to just move through life. Like it's always one thing about the universe. It's always moving. It's always in motion.
cyclical.
And
everything's cyclical.
yes, it's like a recursive wave, you know, hitting the shore. And it's always happening. We're always getting churned. We're always ebbing and flowing. And it's like, yeah, right now is just like the collective energy that's happening, what's happening on an individual level. It's just, this is just where we are right now. Like you got to just be where your feet are sometimes. And that's been a really hard lesson for me is like, I struggle to stay. I'm so forward thinking. I always see big picture, which is great for like my purpose here, but like, it makes it harder for me to like be in the day to day and like really ground into that. And so like, that's a constant challenge that I have to navigate, but it's like, okay, that's just a part of it now. And now I'm aware of that. And I think like awareness helps that is a tremendous tool because it helps us say like, okay, I know this pattern. I recognize this. This is familiar. This is unfamiliar. And this is how we're moving forward with this. And things are probably going to change again.
100%. Well, it's interesting that you were like naming just like the belief system mutability because like we are beings that are constantly changing. And I think that, okay, this is kind of like tangent, but it was something I want to talk to you about anyways. So, okay, this is a really left turn, but this is what's coming up. So I've been thinking this morning, I was thinking this morning about how literally your perception is your reality because what we are told, what is integrated, we see. So like in the States right now, we are going through a massive unveiling of all the propaganda that has been fed to us for centuries about everything, right? And this is not a full cooked thought. I still have a little bit more research, but what I'm really finding, and again, don't come at me, people, is that honestly, the Middle East has been trying, I think, to hold the mirror up to the states and capitalism with a lot of things coming out. Like, they're like, we're not here to attack you guys. You're under a regime. Like, hello. And I'm like, oh my God, this whole time we have been programmed. And it just really goes to show that your perception is your reality. And when you can start understanding that, you become more mutable and you become to see that everything is true. That saying, like, everything is true in your own reality. I don't know. It just was so clear, which is what Sagittarius rules, is like everything's true because your reality is different than my reality because it depends on what you know. I don't even know if I'm making sense, but I literally was like, holy shit. It really is true. Like, whatever you're told. Yeah. It was not a well-formed thought.
No, but I know where you're going with it. Like, I get it. It makes sense. And it is, your perception 100% is your reality. Like, there can be these universal truths of, like, you know, this is the truth. Like, this is how creation works, right? Or like, this is what actually happened on your planet. And like that's true. But like, if you're not aware of that and you're living in a different reality that where someone else told you, like, no, actually, this is the truth, don't question this, to your point about indoctrination and programming, then you grow up and you're convicted in that truth. And so you're like, no, this is the truth. And then I think that's where like the issue there, the problem comes in, of like being so defensive of like your own beliefs of, no, this is how it is, and that you can't, it's like, it's all rigid, right? And to your point, your perception really is your reality. So if you're viewing everyone as attacking you, then like you're going to be met with more of that experience. But it's not necessarily the case that they actually are attacking you. It's that's how you're perceiving it. So whenever someone challenges you, or whatever the case may be, you're going to perceive that as they're attacking me once again. And it's like, that becomes like a self-perpetuating cycle. But really, it's like a mirror for your own beliefs, like you said earlier with the mirroring.
Yeah. It's a mirror. I mean, that's what's happening right now. I think a lot of people are experiencing victimhood because they were a victim of something at one point in their life, and it's looping. And I'm noticing that a lot with energy. It's like, we're not victim of this energy. We need to use this energy. But I was just thinking about so much of that because basically what's coming out right now, like, right, 9/11 was like an inside job. People have said that forever. And I've always known it was an inside job because I was like, that makes fucking sense. But like, there is the Epstein files has literally come out and has proven that. And then if you think about the programming, I was in kindergarten and what they said about that incident and how that incident has curated millennials' beliefs about the world for a very long time and around terrorism and all this stuff. And this playbook is happening again on our soil of like, no, they're going to attack us. There's going to be terrorism. And they're like, we don't want to attack you guys. So I'm like realizing on a global scale, it's helping me look individually, like what you're saying of, whoa, like we're creating these schemas in our reality that are literally based in an illusion and collectively. And it's disarming. And it's kind of like, what the fuck is real? But I mean, you get to create it. Like, it's just a weird thing I'm going through right now. And I think it's the Neptune Cazimi happening literally today, the first time in our life we've ever experienced this, because Neptune's illusion and it's in Aries. It's like this brand new beginning. And I'm really seeing all the dots and the programming that has happened in my entire life, all 30 years of my life, that I'm just like, what's happening right now? And I'm trying to create, even understand it.
I know, I'm right there with you. And that's kind of what I was expressing earlier about, like all these belief systems just kind of being like swarmed. And I'm like, I don't know what I have conviction in right now. Like, I'm really questioning, everything, all of it.
All of it. Because it's like, what's real?
Exactly. It's like, well, what do I believe? Like, it's like, just 2 weeks ago, I was so sure about what I believed. And then it's like always changing. And like you said, it's these schemas that we produce in our consciousness, stories, narratives. And I think about like the 9/11 really was an orchestrated event, just like COVID was, and the vaccine, like all these things that I was so adamantly on the other side of, and then you learn more knowledge comes into your awareness, more information. So it's like, what do you do with that? Are you willing to accept that the reality you thought was real actually really isn't anymore. And I think about what you said about 9/11, and I think about, my parents, for example, like they could see that like you could put that in front of their face and say like, here is the proof, the evidence. They still would not hear it or see it because they can't accept that. They just can't because of what it would mean.
Maybe I have to go down a rabbit hole. I mean, I think that's where I'm at is like what you're saying is like we're changing our belief systems and it's leading it down so many more rabbit holes that it is like thank God I have emotional regulation to be like, wait, let me ground in my reality. Cause I think a lot of people don't have the resource, like they're literal the mental resource.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Cause I would
Like,
lose myself sometimes and I have to come back and be like, all right, I'm a human. This is my child. Let me tap back in instead of getting lost in the what's real. I'm in a fucking simulation. Like,
well, it's true. And it's like if you don't have that ability to find yourself in it, then yeah, everything will, you can't accept it because it's too scary, and it will literally, you're scared that you're scared it will disrupt everything to the point that like you won't be able to find yourself in this, right? Because we need like these certainties to grab onto.
the
That's like,
identity.
yeah, but in reality it's like the certainty itself is an illusion. And so even I mean I struggle with this, and everything I'm saying, like, even I like find out this direct information directly, and I have this like newfound knowledge, and I still find myself coming up against this of like, okay, ground back in. Like, this is a lot, and it continues to be a lot, and it will always, it keeps moving. It's like it's never fully solid or cemented. It's like, okay, now there's more information, and now you're learning more about yourself, and now your identity is shifting even more. Like this has been happening, so, and this is kind of what I've been describing of like even just like the past week to 2 weeks, how I've been feeling of like, where am I in this? Like, what information is supposed to come through me? What am I supposed to talk about? What am I supposed to believe? Like, it's all these questions. And I think that's just like what everyone is experiencing, in some way or another right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that like I think questioning things is obviously what they're trying to get us not to do by like
Yeah.
having social media and feeding just these answers constantly, like critical thinking, right? Is like going out the fucking window.
Yep.
And I think it's just really interesting being in this back to the beginning of this subliminal space of like, where are we going collectively? But then and again, and this is why I fucking go back to astrology is like, well, we're actually at the spring equinox experiencing a Neptune Gazimi that no one ever has before, which is a brand new year, a brand new beginning. Like we are entering in a moment of time. We have astrology this July that again is out of this world. So to be like, well, what am I sharing? I think truly the leaders, even if we don't have details, even though we don't even know where we're going, we know deep down, not even deep down, we just know like this is my job. This is my job to help people see this new perspective, build this new paradigm. And that's all that matters is like, every day you're going to get and meet with clients or take a day off, but ultimately you will be making steps forward to create this new paradigm that your soul came down here to do. And since your soul came down here to do that, and you know that, that's all that really matters. It just doesn't matter how it looks because that's up for interpretation every single day. But like we're doing it. And I think so many souls right now are feeling really lost like us who hadn't had maybe this past year to really understand why they've been in such a hard spot. Because
Totally.
2025 was fucking hell for so many people. We're blessed that we've had each other and other people to like anchor us in these experiences to get us to this point now.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I think that's where we're going. Like, we're like, oh, wait, no, we actually have to put energy in this new system. And it's so new that no one knows what the fuck's going on, but we're just going to figure it out.
Totally. And it's like, it's not by coincidence. Like the timing of all of this is just that. It's like my example of losing the keys on the beach. Like it's all part of it. It's all part of it. And that is what we're here to do right now, is to anchor in this higher timeline, this new paradigm. And I mean, the truth is I'm watching the coolest thing happen right now. There's a bee in my room, but there's like a little lizard that has its eye on the bee. And there's like just, it's a very big nature event happening right now. um, but what I was gonna say is the truth is that we don't know how this is gonna shake out or like how things are supposed to happen. Like so like
Yeah.
when I mean, and I'll speak for myself, when I try to like control this or like think about like, okay, this is how I'm gonna do it and this is what it's gonna look like. And this is like it's like I can literally hear my guides laughing, just being like, okay. Yeah, you go ahead and think that.
Yep.
Sure. But like, and that's what this is. It's we just know that one foot in front of the other is what we're supposed to be doing right now. It might look different tomorrow than it looks today. It might come in out of left field. We don't know. And so we just have to take that next step and trust that it's right. And like what our earlier conversation about, I feel like I need to pause right now. Like I don't feel like I'm being given that green light right now. Listen to that. Like there's a reason for that. Maybe now is a time to like just kind of be in stillness with myself and go within and like allow things to just kind of surface how they're supposed to. I don't know.
Yeah, and you know what I'm thinking about when you're saying that is like, I bet you when you finally do let yourself do that, be like, I'm gonna take a break. It's gonna be like 48 hours because you finally let yourself like release control, go within, get the idea, and then you're gonna be
Yep.
motivated again, probably because you actually let yourself do that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then it would have been like, oh, it's 48 hours or it's whatever. Like that's normal. It's fine that that happens. So it's just funny how like we do control. And we're like, I can't do that. I'm gripping so hard. And the moment you let go, it's like when you're looking for a partner and the moment you finally let go, the person comes into your life. It's just like, that's what fucking happens every time.
Totally. And it's funny. Like I'm already kind of noticing. Like I said earlier, I was like, yeah, I think I am gonna record a video. And I like hadn't been feeling that for like days. And I was like, I'm just gonna whatever. I'm just gonna see what comes through. And it's like I've put this pressure of like, now that I know I'm gonna be directly like telepathically communicating through my, this ET partnership that I have, like the information I'm supposed to bring forward. It's like I've been waiting for that and I don't know what that is. Like it hasn't happened yet. And so
Mm.
I'm like thinking like, well, I can't speak until I like have that. And it's like, no, like just keep you have so much to like bring forward and talk about. Like don't, and that's me trying to control it of like, okay, this is what it's gonna look like and this is what's gonna happen. And it's like, no, like
This
just
timeline and this needs to,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. But that's what and even like on the business side of things too. It's like, okay, this is what my business should look like. This is how I want to structure it. And I'm thinking about all these things, right? Like I have to trademark this and then I have to get an LLC. And it's like all these, these intangibles right now that like will throw us off of everything if we try to do it all at once. And so it's like, okay, really checking in with my body somatically, like what needs to happen right now and
Mhm.
what is okay to wait, and really just trusting that process because it's all going to work out. Like if you look back at literally anything in your life, whatever happened, you're here. Like you
I
got yourself here.
literally last night I told Charles, I was like, humans are resilient. No matter
Mm-hmm.
what you're going through, you survive it. And like, I mean, obviously there's circumstances where your soul decides not to survive, but whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like most humans are resilient and will figure their shit out and will pivot when they need to pivot because that's life. And the more victim, the more control you try of a situation, the harder it gets until you do that damn pivot. But if you are open to whatever comes and just pivoting when you need to pivot and that mutable energy, it's fine. Like that's what I keep telling
Yes.
people with this launch. I'm like, oh my God, I need this launch to go well. But it's like when I release the idea, like the attachment to it, being like, oh, well, then I'll just pivot to do more one-on-ones. Like, oh, okay, it's really not that big of a deal. But in my head, it's the ego being like, oh my God, what if
Okay.
I fail? What are they? Blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's like almost like I think back to, this is interesting how this is coming through too. I think back to a point in my life where like I didn't know, any of like the quantum mechanics or like that we had guides or like anything, right? but I
Totally.
was just living my life and I would do what felt right. And like, and that always led me where I needed to be. And I'm here today doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So like, Jesus Christ, Marston, like what, you don't have to make it something that it's not. Like you've been doing this the whole time. So
Mm.
like what makes you think that this is going to be any different, this chapter, this iteration? You're going to be looking back on this 5 years from now and you're going to be like, oh, little baby, like you thought you knew what you were doing. It's
I know. And I'm excited we have this recorded just for like literal life to like go back and be like, oh my God, we were so scared. Like for what reason?
I know. And like also just to be like, and look at us, we had each other. Like, and we got to have these conversations and we still chose to have the courage to move forward, even when it was scary and even when it
Ugh.
was uncertain. And even when we were being attacked online. And I like we did it. We did the damn thing. And so that's the other part of it.
And that's a huge thing I'm telling my clients right now is it's courage.
Yeah.
Today marks the day of the people who are going to succeed or, thrive, I should say. The people that are going to thrive in this next paradigm are the people who have the courage to step outside of the system.
Yeah.
Because I firmly believe that system is actually going to keep alive and it's going to keep going. And I was telling Charles, I have this like vision in my head that there's a national, like there's a global food crisis that is looming. Everyone has reported on this crisis. However,
Yep.
I'm imagining it right in my head of, okay, there's going to be people who are like, great, I'm going to start farming and I'm going to make a community and we're going to literally make bread and like go back to that sense of being this very regenerative, like beautiful community where we're eating healthy foods. You're not eating as much, it's not processed, all of that. This is just an example. And then there's going to be people who are literally eating lab grown food because
Yeah.
that is what they know and that is what they're staying in. And they're staying in the system that I really feel like there's plastic in our ovaries now for the first time ever. Our body is turning into these like plastic machines. And so there's this
Yeah.
split in this timeline that I'm like, I don't really know if this system is fully going to collapse like we're saying. I think the system's going to build and then there's going to be people functioning over here. And it's like, I don't know. I just feel like I don't even know how I got on this thing. It's really trusting coming back to our roots right now of who we are at our core and trusting that of like just rebuilding of who we are nature-wise. And if you do that, it will genuinely be okay, even if this shit's shit. Because I don't really see technology and like people who are like scared to get outside of their house. I don't know. I don't see that going away.
I think I think in what keeps coming to me is it's like an overlay, right?
Mhm.
It's like a grid overlay, a
Mhm.
shift to, and that's like a higher density is like, it's still here. We're still here, but it's like layers, onions, right? It's not like higher. It's more so like onion layers.
Yeah.
Um, I think about it's, I think that's why it's important. What keeps coming through is you meant we talk a lot about courage and to
Well,
be
that's
able to show our transformation, our becoming, our growth publicly
Mhm.
in front of people for them to see. I
Mhm.
mean, God knows I've had so much happen publicly at this point, and it hasn't even been a year, so I
That's
can't even
crazy.
imagine.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but that's like a part of this is to like show what it looks like to go through this process and to keep
Mhm.
allowing yourself to die and be reborn and to not be afraid to keep stepping into the unknown and to keep expanding because that is a part of how we create this new paradigm is to not be afraid. Like we are so afraid of failure, we're so afraid of taking the wrong step or messing up or embarrassing ourselves or stepping
Yeah.
too far off the path. But it's like we can't actually do any of those things because it's a constant unfolding, it's a constant becoming. So I think
Yeah.
that's the other part of this.
That's where I was like, why the fuck did I get on that tangent? But I'm like, oh my God, yeah. It's like it's having the courage to deplug from everything you've known, the old systems,
Yeah.
and to start engaging in a new way of living. And like it
Hmm.
is a new way of living. It is to a point earlier of like not working as much, being more in the present moment, being with your family, traveling, gardening, like going back to genuinely what makes you alive. And what makes you
Mhm.
alive makes you magnetize that in. And I think that that's why like courage is so important, because everything like we're discussing today is programmed into you of don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Intentionally could keep you locked in. But like when you're finally like, wait, I'm just going to do it, even though it's hard, like you will do whatever you need. Like the last year wasn't fucking easy. I felt like I was dying the whole time. It was the worst year of my life. But now I'm, oh
Yeah.
my God, I'm at the precipice of something that's so beautiful.
Yes. Yes, Lauren. And that's it to a T. It's like, and I think that's where, my irritability has been coming in, or agitation lately, is like, God, I feel this precipice. And like I was shown all of this in my ET contact. Like I was, and I just, it's like I can feel this and know this intuitively, but I can't see what it is, or how it's what's
Yeah.
happening. Where am I going? What is unfolding here? And it's like the more I try to like figure out what it is, the more it evades me. And it's like we just need to trust and be like, yes, whatever it is, it's beautiful and it's life and it's the next step and it's exactly where we're supposed to be going. Just get your ass back in the lazy river, girl. Like just let it carry you. That's
Literally. And I love how we've literally been like having the same thoughts, experiences in like different ways, like in the sense of just truly having to release control. And I keep coming
yeah.
back to like, that's where the North Node in Pisces is. It's like, guys, like just trust it, dream big, allow those dreams to take you down the
Yeah.
river so that you can do it and release control so it can come to you. Because as we know, the more you attach, the more you repel. So it's like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. It's like what we're meant to be doing is, and I actually have been doing this a lot in client sessions through like quantum timeline work, but we're meant to be merging with the future. We're meant to be magnetizing it into us through the present moment, because we're not actually moving through time, it's moving through us, but we're experiencing it as if we're moving through it. So if we can understand that the future is really what we're meant to be embodying right now and anchoring in through the present moment, then we won't we won't feel a need to chase anything or attach to anything anymore, because it's just a shift. It's just a subtle shift.
And
But
it's
like,
small things. Like,
yeah,
I totally agree with you. And this is where people, when they say like you have to be the identity that you're calling in before you have it, or else
yeah.
there's a lack, right? And like you're repelling it. And so I got a head spa appointment on Wednesday, and I'm like having the,
Oh, I've been dying to do that.
but also I could not move my shoulders because it was like a full thing for 48 hours. And I was like, oh, the tension, the toxicity that was released. I the control. But anyways, so I'm like in my head and I'm like, okay, I have 2 weeks left here before I move. And I have 2 spa gift cards. And so I was like, okay, I need to get them done. So I'm like, I have a launch, I have work. And I was like, no, the identity of Lauren, who has a successful launch, does go to the spa on a Wednesday and takes work off because it doesn't matter. And when I did
100%.
that, it felt so fucking good. And I was like, this is what that identity feels like. And I got it. It's really anchoring into the small moments, the small decisions of like, no, that's if I had what I want to have, that's exactly how I'd live. So I have to do it now because it's
Yes.
what I want. It's my value. It's whatever. And so, yeah, it's crazy how that shit works. And when you tap into that future self, it feels so good.
It
And
feels so good. Yes. And it's really, you realize like it was within you the whole time, and I think we get frustrated. We get frustrated when we can't get there. And it's like, yeah, but why? Why is my external reality not reflecting? It's like, baby, it's not meant to right now. Like you're exactly where you're meant to be. And that it's,
question for you. Like
yeah,
you're killing it right now on social media. Like killing it.
thanks.
You don't see that.
I don't. So thanks for saying that.
Yeah. But I'm like, I feel you're like, yeah, I'm gonna fog it out. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Like you're like and like you do have traction, but I don't think you're feeling that. Like, no, people are hearing me, they're seeing me, they're connecting with me, you're growing exponentially. I think, and I see this for you because I'm actually seeing a lot of threads of a lot of people being like, Instagram's dead, Instagram's dead, Instagram fucking sucks. And that graph came through where it's like has the lowest engagement right now, Instagram out of every single social media platform. And since I've switched to it, I like I've loved it. I've got booking. I'm like,
Yeah.
and like, I've noticed you've grown really fast too on Instagram. So I'm like, no, like, I want you to sink into that of like, wait, no, I'm actually doing so fucking good right now. When everyone's zagging and falling on one platform, you're thriving. So like, anchor into that. Like, you are killing it. So like, I don't know if you feel pressure, but I feel like you don't see how well you're actually doing.
Yeah, thank you for saying that, because it's funny. It happens so fast. Like, I didn't start intentionally posting on Instagram until February. It was like that Epstein video that was like the first one, and then everything just like kind of went from there. And so, but then it's like, I think about all the things I'm working on and like want to bring to fruition, and like where I see myself going.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I get caught up in. Oh, I'm glad you brought this up, actually, because that's something that has been coming through a lot, is like noticing it's like comparison of like, I feel like I should be having these opportunities or getting like, I am really calling in speaking opportunities. Like, I would love to speak at conferences and to like speak on panels. And I see myself doing that. It lights me up. And so I see like these conferences happening, and I see these other creators who are amazing, who are like getting these opportunities. And I just think like, I know at this point, when I see something in my external reality, it means that it's possible for me. It's being shown to me for a reason. And I think, Marston, I have to like keep reminding myself, like, it's been 11 months since you even like you posted your first video 11 months ago, and you didn't even have a business at that point. Like, it was for all, like, no one knows who you are. Like, it was, and I have to like keep reminding myself, like, those people that I see who are amazing and like getting, they're stepping in more into their platforms. And it's like, I was following them on TikTok, while I was still meeting with financial advisors in my job. Like, so it's like, you have to keep, and I say you generally, like, meaning me too, like, we have to keep reminding ourselves. I'm so glad you brought this up to me, because it's just such an important reminder of like, we get so caught up in the day to day and like in our own thoughts. And it's like where we want to go. Speaking of like merging with the future, and it's like we see so easily where we aren't, and like what we're missing. But really, it's like, no, we need to anchor into like, it's all happening right now. So I love that you brought that up. Thank you for that.
Yeah, because I'm like, you're fucking slaying. And I think I feel the need lately, the information comparison. It's like, I think people are like, think that they can compartmentalize their ego. Your ego is taking in everything you're seeing, but you're just filtering about 5% of it. You're only seeing like not even 5%, right? Like such a tiny amount. And I think that's what happens with scrolling. Like, constantly we're comparing our reality to other people, even when you're not meaning to, because you're like, oh,
totally.
And so that's why social media can be dangerous, is you're not intentionally comparing all the time, but it's a forced reality because you're seeing it in front of you.
It is. You're so right. And I think and that's where it can get exhausting, because then it's like, oh man, like, I should be talking about this, or like, I should be thinking about this, and what am I doing? And then it brings us once again everywhere except inside of ourselves.
Truly. Well, this person said this, so I need to do this instead. Like, external authority, outsourcing our authority.
What? Bingo. So I like got to the point where like things have just been I've just had so many like inner, like, just all this inner, I don't want to say turmoil, but just like, it's like all the shit that's like kind of been like at the bottom of the surface. It's getting kicked up, and it's like to be looked at, to be evaluated, to be released. And so what I've been doing lately is like, I'll be scrolling TikTok at night, but I make a point now to, this is so stupid, I'll just watch like cooking videos, or like people baking cakes.
Yes.
Like that's what I like need to see right now.
100%. I actually started unfollowing other astrologers because I don't want my channel confused with their channel sometimes. Like, I love them, but I'm like, I need to stay in my channel and not worry about their channel. But not literal channel, but like my own, intuitive.
No, I do. Your channel. Like,
so I get that. Like, it's like, too much information around other people, other feel like it can be too much.
It's too much. It creates static, it creates interference. And it's ultimately what I keep reminding myself of is each one of us has our own medicine. And like we do the same, like there are so many people who do the same thing. Like we all do the same thing in different ways, but like what's unique about it is how we do it. And it gets filtered through our soul, our consciousness. And so it's our unique medicine. And that's really all that matters is, you know, like their channel is their channel, my channel is my channel. And like there doesn't need to be this like we're here to help each other. And like that's what this, but I think it's hard because I think what we're experiencing in this, Lauren, is the dying of the old paradigm and the old, you know, like the old way of doing things, like scarcity. That's what we're letting go of. That's really what it is. We're working in real time, all of us. I see it. I see all of us going through this, and it's like we are all confronting the same thing in different ways. And I think that's what it is ultimately recognizing like there's more than enough to go around. And like the more that we help each other and the more that we openly and candidly talk about this, I think the more that we remove any pedestals at all. And the more that we can just say like, yep, I'm in this with you and we're in it together and we're ebbing and flowing. Like I just had this thought the other day about this one creator who I love. I met her briefly and it was, anyway, it's neither here nor there, but I just thought like, you know, she didn't have an easy path either. Like she didn't just get here overnight. She's been doing this a while. Yeah. And, you know, like we can't compare our journeys. We just can't.
No. And I also think, I was thinking about this too, of like, we don't even know other creators' realities. Like I assume sometimes that, oh my God, they're so successful, and I make stories about people I don't even fucking know who could be crying after they post a video.
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny because it's like, I don't even know these people. Like, we're projecting our own assumptions on people and how they got there, where they are. And it's all our own shit. It's all our own stories. It's so interesting.
It is. It's all our own story. I even had this come up with a good friend of mine when I was back home in Kansas City, where I'm from. And I was getting coffee with my friend Carrie, and she told me, she was like, you know, we went to college together and our friendship has just strengthened, you know, throughout our 20s and now into our 30s. And she said that there were some people like that we went to college with in Kansas City who like asked her, you know, does this surprise you, like what Marston is doing now? Because like they're all, I don't talk to them, but like they clearly see me. Yeah. And they were like, is this like weird? Does this surprise you? And she was like, honestly, no. Like she's always talked about things like this, just not like necessarily publicly or like in front of you. But I think it's really interesting because I know it's like that, what that showed me was like, there are people who see what I'm doing and they're like, this came out of left field. Like this came out of nowhere. What happened? And so like, yeah, I totally get how it can appear that way to you, someone who hasn't been involved in my inner world, you know, for the past X amount of years. So it's interesting because we always project our own stories, always.
Which, like, circles to earlier of like, we're literally projecting our own reality of like,
yes,
collectively and individually. And I think that that's what just really, really has been anchoring into me with this Mercury retrograde is like, truly, it's so fucking crazy on a collective level and individual level. Like you are projecting into this holographic reality. Like, and I think the more you can trust that, the more or less like, I mean, it takes so much work, but like there are moments where I literally can be like, I'm in bliss. I'm just playing with my spirit. This is the best fucking moment. And then I'm going to slip, of course, because I think that's human.
Always.
But like, it is really interesting. It's like when you can sit there and be grounded enough to see that, but then we just caught up in our stories, but you know, yeah.
Always. And there will be more where that comes from. It's so funny. For a perfect example is that, you know, when you and I talked about doing this call
yeah,
on this day, and you were like, I have so many things I want to ask you about and talk about. And And it's just funny, like here we are doing something totally different, but exactly what we need to be talking about ultimately. And so it's just what I keep thinking about is like, you never know how things are changing and what's evolving behind the scenes. Like the next call that we have, inevitably a month from now, whenever that is, there will be more and there will be something completely different to talk about.
Because it will be April. And I'm just like, oh my God, it really will be. It really will be. Especially with just how fast I think this month is gonna go. Just with like fire. Like it's like I
Oh,
think
it's going so fast already. Like
literally. I know. I think like it is like what you just said is so real. I was inundated during eclipse season, inundated with certain topics. And then all of a sudden, whatever you put your focus on really becomes your reality because then I'm inundated in something else and I'm about to shift and be inundated in it's so weird when you think about
yeah,
that.
I know. It is. It is.
And I think this is where people try to be like, well, this is my identity. And they make their whole world that. And I did that with my
Yeah.
business. I remember someone being like, your business isn't you. That's what entrepreneurs get. You get too attached and you become your business. It's not you. And I'm like, that was the best reframe ever.
Yeah.
Like it's a business. It's me. It's a mirror of me, but it's not me. It's a business.
No,
So
it's
that's been
it's a
really helpful too.
container.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a container for your energy, but like it's not all of you, it's an extension. It's and it gets to change too. I think that's the other thing I keep reminding myself of is like, and my therapist helps me with this too, is like you don't need to make all the decisions now. Like everything is you can change your mind. You get to change your mind. And it's so simple, but like, I mean, come on. I
Yes.
I fight that all the time. I'm like, well, if I make it this way, then that will create like I what if I want to change it later? And it's like, what if you want to change it later? Like I just keep coming back to like how we see things, right? Like this wonderful woman I'm now connected with. She's a beautiful musician, voice of an angel, reached out on social media. We've just like been chatting and she about her experiences and she's had some like orb experiences and so we've been talking about this and she said something to me that kind of like you just did that like made me really need to reflect because she was like she was like I just have to say like you have created this life for yourself where you get to live in Costa Rica and if you want to like take a step back from everything you can take a step back and like just live and breathe and that's amazing. And I just remember hearing that and being like you're right. Like I haven't been thinking about that because I've been so focused on like, I want to find, okay, now I need to do this. Now I need to do this. I want to find a home base. And like, what if it's just like all these things? It's like, what happens when we just slow down and look around? And it's like, yeah, I have created this life. I am in Costa Rica. I do get to take time off from posting if I want to. I do get to go lose my keys at the beach and have a sunset dinner if I want to. Like that's where I am right now. There doesn't need to be this element of certainty for what happens next month or the month after.
Mm.
Would I like a little more stability and certainty? Absolutely. But
Yeah.
I'm here right now.
But it's an illusion anyways.
It's an illusion anyway. That's the thing.
This whole entire chat has been the ego versus the soul. Safety, stability, control, predictability. That is the ego. And the soul's like, fucking flow, be in the present moment. Nothing matters, anyways. You're just living a human experience. Like, it's so.
It's all in motion. And like, we're over here like, wow, time's going so fast. Like, no shit. Because we're aware and we're moving. We're like always in motion, which is how we're supposed to be. Like, we're, be present in the moment. But like, that's how things move quickly is you just notice everything shifting. And it's such a difference from, the programmed life, the indoctrinated life of like, you go to school and then you have this career and you buy a home and you have a family and like it's amazing in so many ways for people, but like it creates this illusion of like things needing to stay the same that way. Yeah. And in reality it's like they don't.
It keeps the system 100%. Like that is the control.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, no, the elevator, my cousin calls it the elevator of can't remember, but it's like you meet a partner, you get a dog, you get married, you have babies, you stay in your job, you get the bare minimum paycheck, and that is safety, stability, and that is what you thrive for. And I was really reflecting on this because my South Node is in Taurus. Change is really hard for me, especially what I inherited. My dad was an accountant and he save. You save money and you get a stable job and like you're gonna be a therapist and you're always gonna have an income. And this is so amazing. Yep. And I'm like, oh, just broke free. It's fluctuating. Holy shit, my whole reality. But I'm deprogramming that literal belief that that's what it is, because it's not. It's like, but that's what we've literally been told. And like your upbringing, I'm assuming. I think that this is a big thing that white people need to deprogram, is what that privilege is, and that safety and that stability that we've been shown throughout our life. Where I talk to my husband and he's like, I never had that safety. So what I'm creating right now is realizing that safety is actually possible, that abundance is possible. And so it's such an invert program, and depending on the ego and collective, it all intricates of like, what are you actually deprogramming to then become equilibrium of just being present.
Yeah. As you're saying all this too, it's like, it's really just landing for me. It really is all about how we perceive our reality. Like I can already feel things shifting in a new way of like, no, this is good. This is where I am right now. I'm building as I go. And like, it's all good. It's really amazing to me how this one conversation, once again, like just in the Celestine prophecy, right? It's like, pay attention. When you're paying attention, the messages come, and they come through other people, and like they come through synchronicities like this. And it's like, this is exactly actually what I needed to have and to hear to shift my energy. And now I feel totally different now.
Okay. First off, it's been an hour and 11 minutes. So it's so funny. I looked up and it was like 111. And I feel that too. I have goosebumps right now. And as you're speaking, I was like, oh my God. Okay, this is really going to zoom out. But like the yin and the yang, white being the masculine, having control, having safety, having stability. And my husband is Black. And so like thinking more of the feminine, right? And like not having that control at all. And like how everything's just a mirror to everything. And so this is literally the purpose of life. I'm obsessed. I also agree. And this morning I was like, I'm tired. I don't know if I can do a recording today. And now I'm like, oh my God, we had to.
I know. I felt the same way. I was like, I was ready for it. And I was like, it'll be fun. I want to put on some makeup and maybe I'll get in the mood to like record a video. Like, I don't know. But I was also like, when I sent you that voice message when I was getting my matcha earlier, I was like, hey, I don't have anything for you. Like there's nothing that has been coming through me. I have no motivation right now. And then hearing you voice back, like, no, same. I think we just need to talk about this. Bingo, like hit the nail on the head. I'm so glad we had this and that we did this, because it just needs to be talked about.
Exactly. I think, and like you and I, since everyone's just a mirror, right? Like we're mirroring each other's experiences and then helping to get out of the ego, your own perception, and then just hear the different ways. It's like everything we know, everything we've read intellectually, but then when you just see it from a slightly different perspective, it's like, oh, okay, perfect.
It's all good.
Be out of the whatever and back to trusting. And it really has helped, like just thinking about what's to come and whatever the outcome is. It's like, it's okay.
And also, what even is the outcome? Because I feel like that's always changing too.
It's a moving target.
Yeah. And that's like, that just came through, like, as you said that, because I was like, I am so tied to outcomes. Like, and that's something I'm actively working on all the time. But it's like, what is the outcome of when I launch this community? What is the outcome of like my time in Costa Rica? And it's like, when is there ever actually an outcome? Like it just leads you to the next, it's just a door opening, and then it leads you into the next thing. And then that leads you into the next thing. That's like what I keep having to sort of reframe myself around. So I love that you brought that up too.
And I think if you're never right, because success is a moving target. And so if you're always looking, then you always are in the next thing. What's the next? What's the next? And you're never in gratitude. And so I guess that just comes back to scarcity versus abundant mindset of like, it is another door. So like we need to just be so grateful in the moment, or else you're never going to feel grateful, because you're always going to feel like I need more.
Yes. And that's how I've been lately, is like, I need like, what's more? What, like, more and more. I need to know what's coming. I need to know what I'm working toward. I need to know. And it's like, no, actually, you don't. You just need to take the next step with the information you have right now. That's it. That's it. And maybe you lose your keys. Maybe you lose your keys along the way, but you're always going to have a bed to sleep in. Like, that's just, it is what it is.
You'll always be taken care of because you divinely trust and you're present and you're conscious. And that's all that fucking matters, especially in this day and age. Well, could not agree more. There we go. Wow. I feel like this is a pep talk for you and I to just the next month. When are you launching your membership?
I'm launching. So I'm in the process right now of finalizing everything. I have it all like uploaded. I just need to make sure that like the back end systems are working. So I'm shooting to have it launched next week sometime, by the end of March at the absolute latest.
Oh my God, so we're literally launching at the same time. That's so funny.
When are you launching yours?
Monday. Not my membership, but just like my group. I mean, we don't start till May, but like doors open Monday. So that's so fucking funny.
Dude, I love this. It's like I was at first I was like, I need to make sure it launches by this date, and I need to make sure I have this planned. And I've had to really like work on like, okay, things have been delayed a little bit, or like I was feeling not up to this, like trust the timing of it all. So I'm shooting for next week, but it will be launched by, I think April's going to be the first full month of it. So we'll see what happens. Like it feels exciting. It feels right. And this is what we're moving toward. So
absolutely. And I think Mercury retrograde, like, so when you launch around Mercury retrograde, oftentimes you like are redoing something, and like we both have redid this launch.
I thought about that too.
And I'm like so fucking excited because it's like we are going to create so much magic in the work we do. If you're listening and you want to join our programs, mine's an astrology program, yours is a community. Come on, see our work, support us, and
it's going to be amazing. It's like, so it's about like the community I feel so strongly about, because every client session I have, everyone always just wants to know that they're not alone, and like that there are other people on this path. And so, I'm really excited about this, and I'm so excited that you're building this program, and it's going to be amazing. So, and we'll have to find ways to, I don't know, to collaborate in some way.
100%. And this is like, truly, it's like a 3-month, it's going to lead into level 2, but it's like just to be witnessed, because you can learn astrology and like people learning it from me, they're like, wait, you explain it in a way that is very different. And it gets to a lot of the root, right? And so it's like, I know that if I was learning this on my own, I was having all these insights, like I would want to talk and process. And so
totally.
It's like important that you're not alone, and people are experiencing things like this. And even you and I having this conversation, we're so parallel of what we're experiencing, and talking about it helps. Like community is so, so important as we move forward. That's the only way to move forward right now, is to really that and that trust. And so we'll mix our, I don't know if mine's really like a community. Well, it is. Like I have a community, but it's not like, okay, so yes, let's like mix our people together. Let's all chat. I'm just so excited.
Me too. It's going to be amazing. And we'll know what to do when we know what to do.
Like who knows what it's going to look like, but it's going to be beautiful. And so many people, if you're listening to this and you're like, I know I'm meant to do what like Marston, what I'm doing. Like, I just know, because people DM me like, I know I'm meant for more, but I don't know what I just want to redirect you. Like, you do know, just silence the control, right?
And trust the unfolding of it. Like that's the other piece of it, is I never in a million years thought that like I would be doing what I'm doing right now the way that I'm doing it. And I don't know. And I'll tell you right now, I'm going to say the same thing 5 years from now and be like, wow, I had no idea that I'd be doing whatever it is I'm doing 5 years from now. So just keep trust. Like, you don't have to have all the answers at once. Just take that next step and trust in the guidance.
100%. Well, happy equinox, this brand new beginning, this Cazimi. I just feel it. The farther we get from Mercury retrograde, the clearer things are going to become. The
Thank
more
God.
That's going to like be lit up, and it's going to be go time. I mean, Uranus about to be it's about to be go time.
I thought you just said Uranus fucking Gemini. It's going to be.
So, it's such a beat fucking Gemini, and I'm like, that's such fast energy. Do you remember like May, June of last year? Things were like, we're about to enter that. And then Jupiter gets into Leo at the end of June. So it's all fire and air. And I think that that is what I keep coming back to is like, we have to slow down right now because we're not going to get a breath soon.
That makes me feel so validated. May, June last year, that was literally when I embarked on, like, I left for Europe. That's when I left for Italy. And then I started writing my trust fall book. And that was when I started taking clients for the first time.
It's coming
so that's
back.
crazy. It's coming
Mhm.
back. Wow.
It's coming back and more grounded, more expansive. And that's what I'm really excited for because yeah, I think there's a lot of people who started things back then and they've been waiting to see or had insights back then. And when it comes back to that point in time, those continue to just like break and like upgrade.
Beautiful.
So
amazing. I can't wait to continue the conversation. Thank you, everyone.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to end the live. We'll see you guys next month.